Hey guys, hello, it's me Kim. Today is Wednesday, so happy Wednesday, you guys. I am on my way to get Jordan. It is raining. Gotta pick her up from class. Yesterday I went to the movies, you guys. Treated myself on a little me date, on a date with myself, and it was a lot of fun. I saw the movie The Good House, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was about a mom who's a realtor, a broker. Is a broker or however. She's a realtor. She also, hold on. Hold on, you guys. I got to drive. Okay. Yeah. So, it's about a lady who's a realtor, and she's also an alcoholic. So, she basically is. I missed the first 10 minutes of the movie, which kind of sucks. But from what I gathered, it was good. She has, a family, and her children are adults, and basically the mother is kind of like doesn't want to really come to terms and get help for her addiction, and she's basically lying to her children, making them pretty much believe that she's been going to AA meetings and that she is getting help, and she's not drinking anymore. But of course, that's far from the truth. She is drinking heavily, and she's destructive, and she's getting to the point where she has, she drinks so much to the point where she can't remember what she's really kind of like done the day before, whether she's said the wrong things to people and, told something that she wasn't supposed to tell, or, just random stuff. And she was married, she's divorced, and her husband was divorced her for a man. Kind of sounds like that show that I used to watch. It was really good with Jane Fonda in it. But but the love of her, I guess she kind of loved this one guy, she dated, and he's an older man. They're about the same age. She's senior, citizen, but they're both, and she ends up kind of like, I guess they kind of rekindle their love, for each other, and they just kind of like, he helps her on this house that she's trying to sell or get, ready, prepared for sale from, and to put on the market. And so basically they kind of like rekindle a relationship, and she just goes through a lot because her daughters, basically her daughters have a problem with her because, she wasn't really there. She was a great provider. She was there doing all of that, but she wasn't there emotionally for her daughters. And so, basically she was all, just basically kind of like for herself. And she wasn't that type of mom that was moral support and all of those. So her daughters kind of suffered from, having like issues, anxiety issues, just a lot of different things going on in their lives. And the mother also basically had a problem coming to grips with the death of her own mother from suicide. Her mother basically died of suicide at a young age. She was a young age, not the mother, but, and she basically found her mom, and her mom had issues. And so I guess she kind of like just never dealt with that. So that spilled over into her life, causing her to be kind of like, detached, or just, more into herself and not really there. And so she just basically has had, the town or people thought of her a certain way, and so everybody, was just kind of like, I guess, on tiptoes about, her, and she had this, basically like this competitive um, competitive nature, I guess, with this other realtor, which I believe, you know, was the guy that she kind of fell in love with. She stole the guy from her that she was dating to this other competitive realtor, the woman. And so they had this, you would kind of like see, you know, them kind of like having their little issues towards each other, you know, whatever, their little thing. But it was, you know, like I said, it was really good. So you just kind of like got to see her struggling and hiding her addiction and, you know, just craziness. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. I liked how, you know, towards the end she kind of, hold on, a big truck coming. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, one of the guys that in the movie, a character basically ends up committing suicide because he couldn't deal with the fact that his life was basically going to be ruined because of his actions, where he was, I think, a therapist, or basically he had relations with his not necessarily patient, but I guess like a client, you know, and that's not, you know, something that you do. That's not a practice, you know, that you should do. And so that was not, he was going to basically lose his license, and the person over him found out, so he couldn't deal with that. So, and he was also, I guess, like a good friend of hers. He ends up basically committing suicide, or dying. You know, at first they, you know, it was like her grandson was missing. She thought she couldn't remember how she got home, because she was drunk, and the guy that she was kind of like dating, rekindling a love with, oh my gosh, there's an accident up there. Anyway, she thinks that, like, why is your car all damaged? And you were in an accident, your car is, you know, it's just damaged, like she was in a wreck. And her grandson is missing. They can't find him. She doesn't know whether she, you know, was a hit and run, or how did she wreck her car. She wrecked this car, and so they go out looking for the man also that's missing on a boat. I guess he was missing. Kind of find out they found him, and she ends up basically her boyfriend basically tells her, don't talk to anyone, just be quiet, don't drink anything else, don't drink. So she goes down to the basement and starts drinking like crazy again, and she ends up just going through like a little breakdown. And she also sees the guy that is missing. She thinks she's actually having a conversation with him, but she's not. What's happening is, I guess she's, you know, in an alcoholic state of delusion or whatever it does to you. She's, you know, thinking she's actually having conversations. And basically he tells her, you know, like, they found the boy, he's fine. And all of this stuff that she knows, and she, you know, ends up basically, he came to her before he died, basically. I guess it's like a kind of ghostly, and when they found him, everybody's standing around outside, and this takes place somewhere in the Hamptons, you know, which I love the Hamptons. I love movies that takes place in the Hamptons. And so when they find him, they're like, oh my God, you know, he's dead. And she's like, oh, the only one that knows that he really, don't you come out here, knows that he really committed suicide, because her mother didn't leave a note, and he didn't leave a note. And for people like them, she said, we don't ask for help, you know. So basically he just, you know, was a person that just didn't ask for help. So he just basically didn't want to live. He had no life. He felt he had no life at all. based on, you know, what was happening to him. And he was cheating also on his wife, cheating with this, you know, that was not on code, you know, something against, you know, that whole thing. You're not supposed to have relations with your clients, and he ended up doing it. And so she just broke down and on her knees and just was crying, and I was crying too. She was like, help me, you know, she's like, I need help, like, help me. And it was just so sad. And basically in that moment, that's when she realized she truly needed to change, and she wanted to change, and she needed help. So that basically tells you what's going to happen in the movie, you know, towards the end. And her boyfriend got together and sailed away, and it just seems like it's a good story. But I really, really like the movie. I enjoyed it so much. And yeah, so yeah, every week I'm hoping to take myself on a little date with myself and enjoy doing something, whether it's the movie or eating out, which I plan on doing, going out to eat by myself very soon. My husband's like, you're not trying to get away from me, are you? And I was like, no, baby. It's so weird because I feel like I need this for myself. I need to feel like, I don't know, change things up. I need to, I didn't do, like, even before me and my hubby got together, I wasn't living alone or anything like that. I was still staying at home with my mom, my brothers, and, you know, so I didn't get to experience adulting as much and being independent, you know, just doing certain things. But I did it a little bit. And then once the kids came, of course, you know, I didn't get to do any of that kind of stuff anymore, not much. So now I feel like I'm doing it again. It's almost like self-discovery, you know, and just doing things to kind of help with stress, and, you know, all that kind of stuff is good for you mentally. And that's basically what I've been doing, and it makes me feel really good. And just doing things alone and being alone by myself. I mean, I've always enjoyed being by myself sometimes, but, you know, now just doing things that I really enjoy, not feeling like I need to have someone with me 24/7 to enjoy those things. Not that I have that kind of feeling like, you know, I'm so needy. I'm not needy, but I like the independence of it all too. And it's a lot of fun. So yeah, but anyway, I will pop back in. Let me go ahead and get Jordan. Hey guys, I'm back at the house. Jordan is home and I am home, and I'm getting ready to have my first meal of the day. Oh gosh, I'm about to choke. I got peppers in this dish, crushed red peppers. Anyway, I got an egg white omelet with some parsley on top, some spinach, some sun-dried tomatoes, and some green olives. So I'm getting ready to enjoy my breakfast this morning, and I will pop back in a little bit later.
Hello.
Taking her to work, and we're at Chick-fil-A right now.
Thank you. Chick-fil-A has a really good price for like 2 large fries. It's only $5.
$5
Yep,
for two
for
large
2
fries?
larges.
So me and Jordan are here at her job. This is her first day here. Now, Jordan is getting a feel of this place, so we'll see, right? She said she's keeping her options open because this is her first time. She has no idea what it's like working in a restaurant, but so far people have told you what it's like, right? You've heard the nightmares.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, Cheyenne says that for serving positions, for normal serving positions, the customer is legally allowed to sue the server as well as the company.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
So that's crazy.
That is crazy. But yeah, but
I was
we're
like,
not, yeah. But I don't see why they would be trying to sue you.
Oh no, it's just like in very rare cases, like if something were to happen or whatever, like you know, it was like my fault. They're legally allowed to do that.
Yeah. But Jordan, basically at her other job, it was a really nice job. She worked at a hotel. You can tell them what you did.
Yeah, so basically I was a front desk associate, and so I just did everything that the front desk person does. So like answer phone calls, write emails, you know, make reservations, check
people in and out. And,
clean up the whole property and stuff, take out the trash, just like super normal stuff. Very much like an upgrade to working a retail job, but it has a lot of the same elements. So it's not that much.
Yeah, I told Jordan she should do it because I used to do the same thing. I was a front desk clerk for, I think I worked that job for probably about 3 months. And it was, you know, it was nice, but it was, I didn't like the hours. I really, at that time, I was young, and I just didn't want to work that long shift, because I told her, too, and they will work you, child, and you work by yourself. And so I would go in from 6 to 3 or 3 to 11, and your shift was similar, right?
Yep, 7 to 3 or 3 to 11.
Yep, so that's kind of, 7 to 3, that's what I did. I worked for the Marriott. That's why I love the Marriott so much, because the Marriott's so cool. I'm sorry, but yeah, so she didn't work for the Marriott, but she worked for another nice little hotel. And it's,
we're like the sister hotel, because we're all under Valley Hospitality.
Hospitality. Yeah, very nice hotel. But the area also was a problem, because it's an up-and-coming area that is being revitalized, regentrified, and all that kind of stuff. It's going through a lot. And they're really, in the next 2 years, you're going to see a whole lot of growth going on in that area.
Yeah, but since it's still in its changing phase, it's still not completely safe.
Yeah, it's got some bad little areas. And
also, there's coyotes.
And there's coyotes, that showed up on their camera. And that
and I'm
comes
like,
around.
I'm not trying to be eaten by a coyote at night taking out the trash. Like, no, thank you. Like, I'm just lying taking out the trash, in the dumpster. Coyote posted the dumpster.
Mia the coyote. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, she liked it, but they tried to work her, and so you told them you only wanted part-time.
I told them my hours.
Yep. And guess what? They tried to
get. Didn't listen.
How many hours you were getting, girl? Tell them.
Oh, 30-something hours a week.
Yeah.
Like, very close to 40, because 40 is your limit.
And she was making good money, but still.
Oh, I was making bank.
Yeah, she was. You know, but it was a lot.
It's getting hot.
And then, you know, there were 2 incidents where she worked, and one guy got robbed. He was
at one point by 3 men.
Yeah, on bicycle. And he tried to come into the guy that got robbed was fearing for his life, so he ran to the hotel.
Yeah, to call the cops and everything.
And you couldn't let him in because it was after hours, right?
No, so we did let him in because we checked and we verified his identity and stuff, that he was safe, so we let him in so we could call the cops so he could wait safely.
Yeah.
But then once we called them, we sent him back outside to wait on the porch.
Yeah, because just imagine you by yourself, and this was your second week or first week?
My first week, and it was my first official long shift.
Yeah.
My first official shift.
Were you by yourself, or you had somebody else?
No, I was with a coworker. Yeah. But it was crazy because so many crazy things that happened that day. She's like, wow, you really getting your experience today? I'm like, I know, right?
And then the other time that Jordy called us, and this was, about 2 weeks ago, that the gunshots.
I heard gunshots in the area, very close.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell where it was coming from, but
it
I
was
heard
close, because even some of the people that were
so a guest he had called me at the front desk, and he was like, hey, are you okay? Like, I heard gunshots and stuff. And he's so sweet. He made sure that I was okay and stuff. And basically I was like, yeah. And he was like, should I call the cops? Because, like, I'm a former, I used to work in the sheriff's department and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, because I was about to do the same. But if you're doing it, then, we're good and all that stuff. So we went through that. I called them, and I was like, guys, what do I do? Well, first I called Miss Emily. Or not Miss, you can edit that out. But first I called my manager. And I was like, I just explained the whole situation. I was like, what do I do? And she was like, I just called the cops and stuff. And then the guest called me. And then I called you guys because I was like, hey, can you guys come over here? Because, like, I'm, like, terrified.
Yep. Yeah. It was crazy. So she's gotten her experience in and all of that for that. So they really like Jordan. And they told her she can come back and work there.
So they said whenever the position's available, I can just come back. They can add me in the system. I don't even need to interview or anything.
No. And so now she's trying this one out to see if the hours will work with her schooling and stuff.
So far, it's looking a little iffy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Look, I'm like side-eyeing. I'm like...
And it's closer to home. But now we're still not sure. But, you smell like waffle fries.
You smell like waffle fries? Did you eat Chick-fil-A today?
Yeah.